Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something you've probably wondered about, maybe while staring at a pack of bacon or a hot dog. Are the nitrites in our food secretly harming us? We're going to get into the real science and separate the facts from the fear.
Okay, let's just jump right in. You've definitely heard the warnings, right? Be careful with cured meats. Maybe don't reheat that leftover spinach. And the supposed villain in this story is always a little compound called nitrite. But is it really the bad guy it's made out to be?
You see headlines like this all the time. They draw this really scary straight line between nitrites and cancer. And look, it's a powerful message for sure. But as we're about to find out, it might be leaving out the most important part of the story.
So you might be asking, where did this idea even come from? Well, this isn't just some random internet theory. The fear actually traces back to a very specific official classification from one of the most powerful health organizations in the world.
Meet the IARC, the International Agency for Research on Cancer. These folks are a part of the World Health Organization, and their entire job is to figure out what might cause cancer. So, when the IARC speaks, people tend to listen. And there it is. The smoking gun, right? The IARC puts nitrates in Group 2A, which means they are probably carcinogenic to humans. So, case closed? Well, this is where most of the headlines stop, but it's where our investigation really begins. The key to understanding any scientific debate is to dig into the details. So let's not just stop at the headline. Let's look at the full, exact wording from the IARC, because that's where the truth really is. The nuance is everything here. So here it is. The IARC doesn't just say nitrite. It says nitrite ingested under conditions that result in endogenous nitrization. Okay, what on earth does that mean? Well, endogenous nitrization is just a fancy term for a chemical reaction that can happen inside our bodies, but, and this is the key, only under very specific circumstances. This isn't a warning about the substance itself. It's about the very specific environment it's in.
The most important thing to get is that we're actually talking about two totally different chemicals. To make it super simple, think of it this way. Nitrites are like a harmless house cat, but under certain conditions, like really high heat when you're cooking, they can mix with other things called amines, which are in proteins, and when that happens, they can form something totally different, nitrosamines. And nitrosamines, those are the tiger.
And this simple analogy really captures the whole misunderstanding. The scare campaigns all focus on the house cat, when the real conversation should be about the specific and pretty rare conditions that might, just might, turn it into a tiger. The issue isn't really the nitrite. It's the potential for nitrosamine formation.
Okay, so let's keep going because the story gets even crazier from here. The science doesn't just show that nitrites aren't the bad guy, it actually paints them as a bit of a hero in our bodies.
Now check this out, because our bodies are amazing. We have this built-in system that actually creates nitrites on purpose. When you eat vegetables rich in nitrates, like spinach or beets, the good bacteria in your mouth turn those nitrites into, nitrites. And then your stomach acid takes those nitrites and turns them into something incredibly good for you, nitric oxide.
And look, this isn't some new age theory. The science on this goes back decades. We're talking about a Nobel Prize being awarded way back in 1998 for discovering how vital nitric oxide is for our hearts. By 2008, major studies were already showing the real-world health benefits of this pathway.
And the benefits are just staggering. The very same nitrites we've been told to be scared of are actually the building blocks for nitric oxide. This is the stuff that helps regulate our blood pressure, improves blood flow, and lowers our risk for heart disease and stroke. It even protects our stomach lining and helps kill the bacteria that cause cavities. I mean, this isn't some minor player in our health. It is absolutely essential.
So just how powerful is this effect? Well, that big 2008 study found that drinking beet juice, which gets this whole process started, lowered people's systolic blood pressure by an average of 10 points. I mean, that is a huge real-world health benefit.
So the main point here, the big takeaway, is that the fear around nitrites comes from taking a scientific classification completely out of context. We confused the house cat for the tiger, and in doing that, we totally missed its incredibly important, beneficial role in keeping us healthy.
This whole story is just a perfect reminder that science is all about nuance. It's a call to always question the headlines, to dig a little deeper than the surface-level warning, and to really look for the complete picture. Because sometimes the thing we're told is a poison is actually the medicine.